What's up, guys? So I'm going to be changing the brake fluid out. I'm going to do a complete flush of the old brake fluid on this Hawk 250 here. I want to get whatever's in there. I have no idea what it is. I mean, you'd like to think it's DOT4 at least, because that's what it says on the master cylinder cap, but I don't know what the quality is. I'd just rather get it out of there and get some quality brake fluid in there. Stopping is kind of important. So first, let me show you what I've got going on down here for what you're going to need for supplies to do this. So, obviously, some new brake fluid. I've just picked this up at the local parts store. It's DOT4 synthetic. I mean, it's like $5 or $6 a bottle. You'll need a catch can. This is what I'm going to use. You can use almost anything. I'll be dumping this into a bucket that I keep used oil in and everything. So, a piece of tubing, cut to length. This is 1/4 inch ID, which fits on here pretty good. It's gonna have to fit on your bleeder screw. So I feel like that fits pretty tight. I know some people say 3/16 is better, but this seems to fit okay. So, and then you're gonna need a screwdriver for the master cylinder, front master cylinder screws. This is a JIS screwdriver, and an 8mm wrench for the bleeder screw. Some rags, paper towels, keep everything nice and clean. So with that being said, I guess let's get started. So first thing I'm going to do is open up my master cylinder. It's just 2 screws on the top here, and I don't know if you can see that or not, but and actually let me show you real quick the difference between using a JIS screwdriver on these and a standard one. Okay, so if you take a look, this is just try to make sure there's some light here. So this is a standard number 2 screwdriver. You can see how much that moves without turning the screw at all. So you could see how that would easily strip it out. So here's a number 2 JIS, and that's got no play at all. I mean, a tiny bit, you know what I mean? But so to me, that was enough to make this worth the $17 for these screwdrivers. What's cool is these bikes came with, or mine anyway, came with a little plastic wedge in the front brake. I guess to keep it from closing during shipment, you know, for the pads closing on themselves. So I'm actually just going to use that rather than put my front tire back on, because I've got other stuff going on also. So let's open this up. And I'm actually going to put some paper towels or something up here. Brake fluid is fairly caustic if you get it on paint, so keep things as protected as possible. Look at that, ready for surgery. You want to make sure and close your bleed screw back up before you let go of your brake lever. Whoops, my little spacer fell out. Get back in there. And then pump your lever up again. Hold it, crack open the screw. You'll feel the lever go down. And then tighten the screw and let your lever out. That keeps falling out. I guess that's one argument for keeping the tire on, huh? I think we'll go one more, and then I'll put some more fluid in the reservoir. So we'll tighten this. This is what I'll do before I let go of the brake lever. I'll just hold that. There. That worked. All right. Let's add some more fluid. I guess I could have gone a little further, but Oh yeah, brake lever's definitely feeling better than it was before I started too. I really just don't trust this fluid that comes in these bikes, you know. They're just more or less putting it in there to keep stuff from corroding. Can't imagine they're using very high quality. All right, how much fluid we got here? So we've got over 50 milliliters we've moved out, but I think I'm gonna go a little bit more. So one reason for flushing your fluid every season is that brake fluid is hygroscopic. Nerd alert! Which means that it attracts water or absorbs water. So why is that bad? Well, aside from you just plain shouldn't have water in your brake fluid, water, as you know, can cause corrosion. So over time, it's going to corrode pieces and parts of your brake system and wreak all kinds of havoc. And little pieces of corrosion can get stuck in the piston and prevent it from working properly. Whoops, I forgot to grab that again. In any case, you don't want your brakes to fail on you at an inopportune moment. Oops, I grabbed that lever before I stuck this back in. There we go. Oops, I got a little aggressive up there and squirted some out of the brake master cylinder. I feel pretty confident that if I run this through near to empty again, that we've got plenty of fluid through this system. So a vacuum bleeder would definitely make this a little bit quicker, but it's all right. Too cold out to ride right now anyways. I should have gotten some 3/16 to try also. I see some people use that. Not necessarily on these bikes, but just in general. And these bleeder screws are usually all pretty much the same size. Bleeder screws, bleed nipple, whatever you want to call it. Bleed nipple. I had a bleed nipple one time. Fell down without my shirt on and scraped my chest across the concrete. That gave me a bleed nipple temporarily. It was not pleasant. Oh, I lost my spacer again. Pay attention. Pay attention, Skid. All right, so I've got over 50 milliliters, probably close to, maybe not quite 75 milliliters of fluid in my little catch can down here. So I actually got curious and went and looked online, and it seems like people are saying there was one site selling bleeding kits, and it said 50 milliliters of fluid should be plenty to completely flush your system, front and rear, it said, which surprised me. But I mean, if you look, that is quite a bit of fluid. I mean, yeah. So actually, it looks like there's some stuff in it. Maybe not. Anyway, I feel pretty confident that all of the old fluid is out on this front brake system. So we're just gonna top it off. Put the top back on. Put the screws back on. Okay, perfect. Get those nice and snug. Clean up. A little bit on the handlebars here, because I wasn't being very careful. But that's okay, because I got new handlebars coming, and I don't really think it hurt it anyways. Don't forget to put your rubber back on. Don't want to be caught without your rubber. Okay, front brakes are done. We'll move to the rear. There, that's all done. Let's see. About 150 milliliters. Well, I'm happy with that. Wipe the tools off. Guess we can dump this old brake fluid into the big bucket. That's it, I guess. Done for today.